There's a bit of a click track on mine.
Oh yeah, that'll happen.
And also, like, if anything goes wrong, I have a fail safe. That's why I pressed record.
Yeah,
you don't
we're
want to keep the
recording.
click in. You kind of a bit more analog than the
I
click.
think I'm a little more analog.
You don't really, more of you. I've seen you play before. You kind of have that internal metronome.
Kind of, yeah.
I actually kind of wish I had a mic stand.
Yeah, I used to do mic stand, and then I switched to handheld. But
I've never done mic stand.
Yeah, it's a little more Mick Jagger.
Jagger, I think, Jagger. I kind of like
Ferry,
Steven
Brian Ferry.
Tyler.
Yeah.
Did you say Ferry? Ferry always holds his mic.
No. The early days, he's always when he's doing Mother of Pearl and stuff. He's doing all his like hand things and stuff. You know.
I think you're right. I'm
Yeah.
thinking later Ferry because I just watched the Live Aid Ferry today.
Oh yeah. I think in the '80s, a lot of people went handheld.
Yeah.
More like Bowie, kind of Live Aid. He's handheld too.
He's throwing shapes.
That sounds right.
Prior.
He does.
He's doing a lot of visual
Oh,
stuff.
maybe not. Yeah.
With his hands.
I remember thinking that was so cool in Live Aid when I was a kid and saw it. And he comes out, like bounces out on stage, and they're doing TVC 1.5, and he just kind of, he really had a good vibe.
He did TVC 1.5 at Live Aid.
Yeah.
That song would have been like 10 years old or something by then.
Yeah, it's a strange choice.
He
Strange
did
choice.
Heroes too.
That makes
then he
more
did
sense.
Doing the hits.
Didn't he and Jagger do one too?
Dancing in the Street.
Or is that,
I don't
is that
know.
for that?
I don't think so.
Ladies and gentlemen
of the jury.
of the jury, I present to you our esteemed guest, an old dear friend of mine, Jessica Espeleta, from all the way from Los Angeles, California, which most of our friends of the pod seem to live.
I don't know.
There's something going on
It's
down
really
there.
nice to meet you, though, Jessica.
Pretty much just
Yeah,
Luke.
good to meet you.
Just Luke
James,
Packman.
finally.
What
are you drinking, Johnny?
I got a tequila soda. Actually, I
Nice.
wanted to start the pod by
certainly
talking a little bit about our respective hangovers
Oh yeah.
today. Because I didn't have too bad a one. James, you were probably fine, but I know, Jessica, you kind of had one.
Yeah,
Am I
and I
right?
was trying to follow your advice to save the shower, but then I waited too long, and we just did a big grocery haul, so I'm unshowered right
Where
now.
did you go grocery shopping?
We went to Sprouts.
See, this is the kind of thing people need to know. Kind of salt of the earth stuff. We kind of, like I've been listening to a lot of Rob Lowe's podcast recently, and he starts off with, a little kind of 15, 20 minutes of kind of like, just what you did about your day. Kind of like Marin, the real kind of gunslingers of the podcast world. These guys, they're like, slice of life stuff. This is what the people want.
Does Rob Lowe talk about going to Erewhon? I bet that's where he shops.
He definitely is more of an Erewhon guy.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
I've
'cause
seen
that's
him in
even-
Erewhon, I think.
That's a step up from Lassen's even, right?
The top. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
the top, I think.
Yeah, it's the
That's like
absolute top.
You could
Cream.
pay like 20 for a juice there if you want.
Moon Juice, I
Exactly.
think, still is top for juice, though.
The Echo Park Moon Juice.
I think so.
It's
Like,
in
terms
a league of
price
its own.
point.
And in terms of just like psychotic flavors and like theories about what the juice can do for you, sex dust and all that. They've got all that power, the dust, different dustings is what
I
always
haven't
gets
even
me.
seen that stuff in like 10 years, but I think that there was a shop in Echo Park
Yeah.
that sold
It's on-
exclusively Moon Juice.
It's on
Yeah.
on Sunset.
Yeah,
Moon
is it
Juice.
still there?
Yeah.
You know better than me because I never fucking go.
Me and
to-
Luke go there all the time.
Oh, shit.
It's really weird.
You get like stuff for your root chakra there, Johnny, or stuff?
Well, you get
Like
it. You
that?
get just like a normal juice, like it'll be like whatever, strawberry or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Do you want to like get some sex dust in it?" And it'll just make you like better at sex or something.
That's kind of
So you
like
get-
a horny goat weed kind of thing.
I don't know.
I think a bit of a Jagger would do it.
No, he wouldn't because he wouldn't want anybody to know that he needs any help.
True.
So he'd be like, he'd laugh at that. He'd say, "Sex dust. I should be the one sort of giving out the sex dust, shouldn't I?" That sort of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
That makes sense.
He does.
Sexually.
In his way.
I don't really need any help sexually. Philosophically, maybe.
Speaking of Jagger, his performance on Live Aid, it seems to be the Hall & Oates band backing him up. Daryl's on keys. Oates is singing backups. G.E. Smith on guitar.
Yeah.
And I don't really know what anybody else looks like.
to John Oates' face? Kind
He
of
shaved his mustache.
He seems like he looks
He
kind
looks
of like
crazy
he's had
now.
bad surgery, like bad plastic surgery, like botched surgery. Looks like he's been in like a burns. He's like a burns victim or something.
I think just the mustache we were
Hiding
so
more than
accustomed
we-
to for decades, and then
Possible it
he
was
decides
hiding
to-
more than we realized.
Perhaps.
Or maybe like just he just doesn't look good in high definition in 4K. He's more of a kind of, 720 guy.
His face was made for a mustache, and so it's just totally wrong that he got rid
And,
of
you know,
it. Kind of like
everybody-
Alex Trebek,
Yeah.
Rip.
Everybody kind of looked better back in the 80s when you had that soft
Lighting.
tape VHS kind of
Yeah.
tape.
It was an analog.
grain.
It was an
Yeah.
analog look.
Yeah.
Trebek, another Canadian. I'm surprised he wasn't involved in that "Tears Are Not Enough" video.
Maybe we should just kind of briefly explain what's going on here.
Jessica,
Welcome as well,
yeah.
everyone, to Impossible Way of Life, the music and juice podcast. And if you
I thought
like
it was
what
a
you
fitness
hear,
podcast.
it's a fitness podcast.
Yeah.
And if you like what you hear, there's a million other episodes of this backstage behind the paywall, and that's when we really go off. That's when the juice comes out. The sex dust juice comes out.
Yeah,
But
power dust.
this is just Wednesday, so why don't we explain a little bit what the hell is going on here, Johnny?
Well, I'll just let Jessica, because Jessica, you told me that there's a sort of a very, and I found it very eye-wall, I would say sort of a niche piece of music history, predominantly in the 80s, that you're particularly fascinated in. I thought, among other things, Juice, etc., we could talk a little bit about it. So why don't you tell everybody what it is?
Well, I nicknamed it VSS, Virtue Signaling Singers. It's when all the stars gather and sing for charity. And the one that springboarded like me collecting a bunch of them was one called Spirit of the Forest. Did you guys watch it?
Yeah.
I think you mean this one.
Here we go.
Up from the canopy, I can see 1,000 chainsaws coming for me. This has been my home. Turn around, it's soon they all be gone.
Wow.
Let's just keep it riding for a little bit.
Yeah.
Cry of the Yanomami. Kookaburra and the darling monkey.
Joni,
Yeah.
Wow.
were you watching the video as that was
I
going,
was.
James?
I had the video, yeah.
Who was harmonizing with Brian Wilson? Was it Belinda Carlisle?
Let me go back here. I was going to say, for anyone listening who thinks that this was dog shit and is like probably not a bunch of successful musicians, I want to give you a full list of the participants in this here. And this is the list that I've made myself so far from looking. I've spotted Brian Wilson, Thomas Dolby. I've kind of put this in order of who I think's most famous too at the time. Joni Mitchell sung the last line we heard there. We got Mick Fleetwood, Belinda Carlisle, and Rita Coolidge. I noticed in there. I saw Bonnie Raitt, Olivia Newton-John,
David Gilmour.
Kate Bush and Ringo Starr are in it. John Anderson. I think XTC is a band.
Yeah,
are
Andy
in it.
Partridge is up
Yeah.
there wearing his little hat and
Yeah,
his glasses.
exactly. And then I saw Chris Rea, who's
Yeah.
talk about sex dust, and Kim Wilde. After that, I don't know.
Deborah
I started
Harry.
getting-
Iggy Pop.
Debbie Harry's in it. Yeah, Lenny
Iggy Pop.
Kravitz, maybe a young Lenny Kravitz.
No.
No?
He was totally unknown, and I think that was 87.
Maybe he's
88.
just kind of like, I don't know, like one of the backing guys.
Perhaps. There's so much more. I should have watched it today to like be refreshed, but
Well, you had a hangover. We understand that.
I did watch Live Aid clips today.
So, can I ask a question? Because like we're probably going to hear a few of these songs on this episode.
Oh, you want me to rip a couple more up?
Did Quincy Jones, is he like involved in all of it somehow?
No.
Does
Quincy
he,
Jones ripped off Bob Geldof's idea, Quincy and Michael Jackson, when they wrote We Are the World.
So this Spirit of the Forest one, because the other two, like Live Aid and, the song from Live Aid and the Canadian one were kind of Quincy's brainchilds.
I didn't know that.
I don't know.
Quincy
I think you're getting
We Are
ahead
the
of
World.
yourself here.
I know that he wrote We Are the World, but
And produced it.
Yeah.
right.
No, I don't mean like the idea to save these countries, but I mean like the musical director.
No, that was definitely Bob Geldof's idea to save Africa.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
But like Quincy seems to be kind of the guy who's like making all the calls and getting these records done.
There's terrible stories about like what happened when like Geldof went to Africa to see what the money was actually doing.
Well, he won't talk about it.
Yeah.
He won't be interviewed for it about it because $11 million went to arm the Egyptian, or no wait, the Ethiopian dictator.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. And they were doing stuff like using the money to just like
to buy weapons from Russia
and accelerate the refugee crisis by like buying planes to transport refugees out of the country and stuff.
And there was no infrastructure where all the food was rotting on loading docks. And,
oh my God.
Feed the World didn't exactly happen there. No. Not at all. Not in the slightest.
The dictator.
Yeah, arm the dictator.
Yeah.
You know,
Spirit of the Forest. I'm kind of like, everyone check it out because it's an interesting scene. One question I had about this specifically was, what I'm assuming that obviously there's an element of virtue signaling that, like a massive element of it's virtue signaling that goes along with these kind of like, Western artists trying to kind of, wake up the masses, to like what's really going on. But I'm assuming that like, based on the fact that there's like copycat versions of it, there must have been to some extent like maybe like Quincy, for example, might have been like, like we'll do this we do a charity drive with this song, but like we keep the royalties, like it's all good. Kind of like Candle in the Wind, like Elton John. Kind of, it's like he has the money, like.
Well, I guess the initial record sales were supposed to go for the cause.
Yeah,
but I don't know how they
divvy it up.
Yeah.
Well, for example, like I'm on YouTube right now, Jessica, and Spirit of the Forest has 33,000 views. So I'm thinking, how are they going to divvy that up?
That's not a lot.
33,000.
When the thing that shocked me when I first saw it was that I had never seen it before, and I was glued to MTV in 1988. Like, I knew everything that was played. They never fucking played that. That song got no airplay. It got no traction. I don't remember it at all.
And as far as I'm aware, and I don't want to like kind of shock you here or anything, or kind of ruin your day with a hangover, but like they're still burning down the Amazon.
I know.
Yeah.
Like daily, you can see pictures.
Pretty sure
of
there's some hunger problems in Africa still too. I don't know, but
just reading through some of the comments.
Hey,
here.
whenever
some of the comments. Sorry, Johnny, 1 second.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
This guy saying Brandon Lewis, Belinda Carlisle, walking the walk. She has been working hard for environmental issues for decades now.
True.
Yeah, so she seems to have come off well from this.
It's funny though. I don't know if you guys noticed that they placed all the like blondish teased hair people at the front the way that Bananarama was placed in the front of Band-Aid.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
Right.
They like really ripped that off. It's crazy.
Sorry for interrupting you, Johnny. What were you going to say?
Oh, I was going to say that,
where the hell is Bono? Is that what you were going to say?
No, I was going to say that, when I have a hangover, I like to do this thing. I don't know if I've explained it on the pod before, but I would like to just take a minute here because I think, we're talking about a lot of important issues, I know, and this one is not as important, but I feel it's important right now because currently some of us have hangovers. That it's this theory I have about saving the shower. You know about this, James?
I want to know about it.
So I told Jessica today, and I know a lot of people who listen to our podcast, they like to have a drink or two now and then.
Yeah.
And I came up with this with another friend of mine, James Barone, friend of the pod. And what it is that, you know, if you wake up in the morning with a bad hangover, you think to yourself, what's going to sort me out? If I have a nice shower at about 10, 11, 12 o'clock, have a nice shower. But let me tell you something. If you have that shower, you're going to have it. You're going to feel better temporarily.
Right.
And then about 2, 3 o'clock, hangover's back. And then what do you do to fix it? You know what I mean? There's nothing you can do. So what I say is you save the shower. You brave the hangover till about 4 or 5 o'clock. Okay. Then you take a shower. And then you get out, clean and fresh, crack a fresh beer about 5. Sort you right out. Save the shower.
Okay. Are you going to kind of trademark that?
Yes. I might do like a song with a bunch of people called Save the Shower.
Do you think that this song didn't
That's our purpose, you guys.
This song didn't get as much...
Save the shower.
Yeah.
Sorry, James?
No, there's some very interesting comments here. For example... Roger Jones, it says here, I'm surprised James Cameron didn't include this on the Avatar soundtrack. I hear he's making a sequel, so we can still hope.
Boy.
We got another thing that I saw here, which, I mean, given that this was, let me see. Oh, someone's suggesting Lou Reed's in it.
Yeah, I think he might be. Fuck,
Okay.
I gotta watch it again.
He probably
let me just
said,
look.
keep that camera out of my fucking face or something like that.
Let me see. Here it is. Lots of people kind of Mandela affecting, just like you said, Jessica. Like, I just don't remember this being made.
And then the whole middle part with all the Brazilian superstars would have never... That wouldn't fly on MTV in that year.
Well,
like,
here you
nobody...
see-
It's just not in the...
Well, you see here, like, this is a theory here, is from Joe B. Music, he says, could be a woman, she, it was promoted lousily at the time and ignored because it didn't benefit the usual cast, Madonna, Sting, Phil Collins, Geldof, Bono. So they sunk it personally.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a bit left of center for who was popular at the time, except, you know, like, I guess Belinda and Debbie had already had their heyday, and, you know.
So,
I mean,
so
Brian Will, like, it's
so
weird.
there's sort of a corporate kind of monopoly on these types of songs and videos is what you're saying, what Joe there is saying. That,
I think
the
Joe
Geldof
B.
and them
Music.
is sort of like it's sort of like, you don't mess around in our, neighborhood
Don't come in here.
kind of
yeah,
thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
This is our wheelhouse.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter that it's also for a good cause. They're willing to sink it just because they want to be the only ones helping people.
Absolutely. I think that's kind of a thought.
That's fucking insane.
Well, I think it's possible that they sunk it. They called up MTV and said, listen, I probably actually made some calls like, personally, who's Geldof calling? Like, who's he in touch with? George Harrison. He worked with George.
Yeah.
They both hated. No, actually, Geldof liked Neil Young a little bit. But George didn't, famously. So perhaps he's calling people up and being like, George, have a word with Joni. You still in touch with her? Get her off this.
Well, but then Joni, see the Canadian one. Sorry, maybe I'm jumping ahead too quick here. But the Canadian one, that's the one I'm really interested in.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting the way that the whole documentary is completely ripped off too. The way that the We Are the World one has a documentary. Did you guys watch that?
Yeah. Have you seen
It's insane.
the footage, Jessica? We've talked about it many times on this podcast. Of Bob Dylan,
Of course, yeah.
And him looking for someone to help him, and he finds Stevie.
Completely lost. Yeah, Stevie, how did you do that again? And then Stevie's kind of doing a Dylan impression.
Yes.
Which
One
is
of
great.
the greatest moments I've ever.
I cried. It's just one. When he says, Stevie, can you play it for me one time?
It's cute. It is
so
very
sweet.
cute. Yeah.
Yeah, that just warms the heart. Yeah.
But
go
then,
ahead.
so David Foster, who does the Canadian one, does that whole thing where he's reenacting himself writing the song.
That's the best thing.
That is so insane. And he inserts himself into the actual video, not just the documentary. He inserts himself going, yeah! And because he's conducting everybody, and he's so
James
fucking pumped on himself.
It's
so
just
feeling himself.
It's the best thing about it, James. I don't know if you saw it. I think you did, but it's and for everyone listening. So yeah, we're jumping around here, but so there's
the song is called "Tears Are Not Enough"
let's
by
hear a bit of that.
supergroup called Northern Lights.
Northern Lights. Let's hear a bit of that. Yeah.
Canadian supergroup.
Famine is along each road and at the gates of every
It's kind of more of a
town.
famine one. This one,
Yes.
Close to 1 million could die within months. Unless the world
It's Ethiopia
responds with a
again,
massive
though.
relief effort.
Yeah.
It is.
So they get 2.
As every day goes by,
Gordon Lightfoot.
and we close our eyes
Post Coke.
until we open up our hearts.
Guess who guy?
Burton Cummings.
Yeah, Burton Cummings, Anne Murray.
Show how much we care. Right from the
Joni.
Joni.
that we start.
Seems like overnight we see the
Fuck, this guy's weird. Weird face. Only I can see it.
Somehow our innocence is lost.
Neil. Unreal.
Can we look away
Brian Adams.
every single day?
You can't fuck with that voice.
Help and let me go. We can bridge the distance. Only we can make the difference. Don't you know the tears are not enough?
Yeah, it's rough, this one.
It's actually the worst song of
Really?
all of them.
You think
That's
it's worse than
really
Spirit of
funny.
the Forest?
I think
It's worse than Spirit of the Forest.
I think
Spirit of the
it's
Forest
better.
has got some cool moments in it.
I like it better than Spirit of the Forest. This is controversial.
What?
I
Okay.
I
Come on,
think
riff it out, guys. Riff
Gets
it
in
out.
my head. I watched all these videos, and I tell you what was I walking around singing just now? Tears are not enough.
really?
It's because you're,
Just before I
you're
got-
true Canadian.
That's the power of David Foster, man. He has these.
He's got
Okay.
his hooks
All
in
he
ya.
know, yeah. You're right.
Literally.
It's bad, but he knows how to write a chorus that's just gonna just.
It's funny
get in
with
your
like
brain.
Brian because it's co-written by Jim Vallance and Brian Adams. Jim Vallance, they all live around the corner from me. These people,
Yeah,
by
yeah.
the way, literally.
Yeah.
So I've got to be careful. You know, when you sent me, Jessica, that dossier of
Yeah.
all of these videos,
I hope it was encrypted.
Yeah,
end
I hope-
to end.
I
to
did
end.
end-to-end encryption. And obviously I wanted to apologize right off the top about me sending the Zoom link 30 seconds before we did the podcast. But think of it like the Matrix.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave that line open too long in case the powers that be, aka Brian Adams, Jim Vallance, Bruce Allen. I mean, I barely even feel comfortable saying
fucking
his
watch
name.
out! Watch
This is
out!
the Don Simpson of Canadian music. This guy's a powerhouse.
I don't know that guy.
Well, Bruce Allen,
is he?
Jessica, you might remember him in the documentary on the phone. He's like, he's like, Gordon, he's like, I know you're in
yeah.
the studio. I know you're in the studio. Okay, he's like, but God,
can
I
you-
need
can you get her? Can you get
Take
her?
it-
Yeah.
Take him off Sunday off. Take Sunday. Look, it's the first verse, Gordon. God, we need you on the track. Need you, Gordon. You know I love your music. I know you're in the studio, but I need to get you in here on the track.
And is he an actor or something? Because that's totally
No,
not.
He's a
He's a
fucking-
manager. He's the
biggest
Bublé's manager.
He's like
the
David
big-
Geffen of Canada.
Yeah, he's
He's
the David Geffen of
Obviously,
Yeah.
like reenacting, like that conversation didn't actually happen.
I know it's
You know,
so crazy that they
it
reenact.
Never
all of-
happened.
Yeah, and they even make a joke at some poor singer's expense. So they're like, I forget who they're talking about. It's like, we need her. He's like, I know she can't sing. But she's a recognizable face. We
Wow.
got to get her in.
Anne
So, like,
Murray. Do you think they're doing it
Lord.
at Anne Murray's
no, it's
expense?
not her.
No.
It's somebody else. But it's like it's weird to me that they would reenact that, and like it's obviously they're like wanting to make a joke about her or something. It's kind of
That's
strange.
fucking really disrespectful.
I'll
Fuck
tell
that.
you right now, for a without a fucking doubt, factually, mate, Bruce fucking Allen, Brian Adams, Jim Vallance, these guys, David Foster, fucking they're pocketing this fucking money.
Yeah, for sure.
They're
David Foster?
100% without a fucking doubt, mate.
Grifters.
No doubt. No doubt. You know,
So-
Bruce, I have a question, Jessica.
Yes.
So what I'm gathering is no one in America knows who David Foster or Bruce Allen is,
I
right?
think more so they would know David Foster, but not Bruce Allen.
But like not to the extent, because I feel like even though David Foster is the level of record producer that he is, etc., I feel like the fact that he's Canadian makes it like that Americans don't know who he is.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not a name you hear.
You
thrown
can
around.
get in Canada, your CSIS can revoke your passport for speaking out of turn about people like Bruce Allen and David Foster.
Yeah.
You know, you got to be really, really careful.
It's
You know,
definitely
this is
true.
why we're doing this encrypted and behind the paywall. No, actually, it's not. It's going to be. Listen, I'm willing to go out on a limb here. I'm going to do it. These guys, they're not good guys.
David, no chance. You know these
I-
guys are crime lords. Go ahead,
I
Jess.
really don't trust Geldof at all. Like,
No
he's
way.
a fucking monster. Seems like he's so smarmy.
Geffen,
Yuck.
Foster. These guys are, you know, I know for a fact that when Don Henley, when that poor girl died in his bathtub or
Oh,
whatever,
yeah. Well,
who was his
teenagers
first
OD'd.
call? Who was
Geffen.
his first call?
Yeah.
Oh,
Geffen.
absolutely.
Get over here, deal with this,
Yeah.
and then bring your fucking checkbook.
You might
And
have
let's
to
get-
sell Jackson Pollock's number 5 to clean this one up.
To
You know
clean
that
this-
David
exactly.
Geffen, he's literally a crime lord.
Exactly.
Like 10 of the top 15 sold like pieces of modern art have gone through David Geffen's hands at some
Good
point.
lord! I watched the Geffen doc. I don't remember his art collection.
They didn't
in there.
include the stuff about the Henley murder of that young girl.
I wish they would investigate that. You know, it would
Listen
be.
to-
It would please me to no end to see Henley like.
Listen,
you know,
I'm just
In cuffs?
scanning. I want to give you a
Yeah.
kind of this is
Me
I wanna
too.
I want to just give you a kind of like, you know, I'm just scanning David Foster's Wikipedia here. I'm not even trying to find sleaze. Here he talks about highlights of his career. The 2001 film score for The Score, starring De Niro and Brando. And then we've got a photo. The photo they use is Foster speaking at a ceremony for Andrea Bocelli at the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Going on, there was a couple. In 2008, Foster held a one-night concert called Hitman at the Mandalay Bay Resort in Las Vegas. Look at this guy, man.
Okay,
Guy's
well,
a crime lord.
he is a crime lord, and he's a fucking megalomaniac. That documentary about Tears Are Not Enough opens with him accepting an award of a Grammy with Lionel Richie, and he is hogging the mic forever. And then when Lionel starts talking, like the music comes on. It was
Brutal.
such bullshit because it was, I'm sure, David Foster penned a Lionel Richie hit that, you know. I don't know what the fuck it was for.
Listen to this for fucking parallax view style, like lawyer work. Listen to this. In
Who are we talking about,
1992
Foster or
in
Geffen? 'Cause they're the same to me, but-
David Foster. In
Foster.
1992, Foster was driving on the Pacific Coast Highway when his car struck actor and dancer Ben Virin, who had just suffered a stroke while driving near his Malibu home. This is what he says happened. Who Vereen later said he would have died if Foster had not hit him and then called for emergency services.
Huh?
So, like,
what? So Foster saved someone's life that was
by
having.
hitting him with his car.
Good lord!
This is some, you know, conciliary style work.
No, no, it's like that's what him spinning the story.
Of
That he
course,
hit
that's
the
what I'm
guy,
saying.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he hit the guy with his car, and he's like, "Look,
This
you're
is how
gonna
this is
make a
gonna work."
This is how this is going to go down. You're going to
Yeah.
make a statement and say that I helped
Yeah.
you by hitting you with my car
Somehow. Yeah, don't worry. We can buy the judge. That's not a problem.
Yeah, that's exactly
know.
what happened.
What the fuck? That's crazy, man.
Yeah. And you're going to have to go on record
Winners.
publicly and thank me for doing this.
A public thank you.
Yeah. This guy.
What the hell is
Wow.
walking on the Pacific?
You just came
Whoa.
across that on
This
his-
is just I'm just on his Wikipedia.
Holy
this is just
shit.
like top moments.
Lord.
This is some good stuff. Yeah, and we
Can I go back to a Canadian in your neighborhood, Bryan Adams?
Sure.
Yeah, well, he actually lives in London, but yeah, he
Oh.
has a studio here, and he's here a lot. Yeah,
Okay, but was he originally a West Coast?
yeah, he's the
Canadian?
groover
yeah.
from Vancouver.
He is from. He's the groover from Vancouver. Okay.
Yeah.
Just curious. He didn't seem. He has more like middle and east vibes
He has what Midwest energy,
to me.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. He's
gritty
Vancouver's the-
voice.
Heartland, not coastal.
Yeah, 100%. He has
Actually,
like a prairie
I feel like
heartland
maybe
energy.
he was
Yeah.
born in Alberta, James.
I don't
maybe.
think
That
so.
checks out. That's Heartland.
That's what you're
Yeah.
looking
Check it out.
for?
Check it out. But Jessica, let me tell you, isn't
Wild
it funny?
Rose country.
Isn't it amazing to think that the time that video was made, he might have been the biggest star in the room.
I think you're absolutely right,
100%.
and that's the difference between all of those things.
Yeah.
That's why Spirit of the Forest,
Yeah.
like, I mean, they're huge stars, but none of them had hits at the time.
Yeah.
No.
And Tears Are Not Enough. Bryan Adams definitely had hits at that time.
Many hits.
Oh,
and fucking We Are the World and fucking
Yeah. Do
Band
They
Aid.
Know It's
All of
Christmas?
those people. Yeah. Do they? It's all
They got
people with
2 out
fucking
of
number
that.
ones.
They
The
all
Live
kind of
Aid, they got 2 songs out of it.
blend
We
into
Are the
one
World
to me.
and Do They Know It's Christmas. They milked it for
No,
2.
they're not the same.
It's not the same thing? Oh, I thought they were the same crowd.
No.
Okay.
No. Because
The rank
yeah,
of
the Band Aid is far more British and
Oh,
with
okay,
a,
never
a
mind.
new wave slant, and then
I'm
We Are
way
the
off.
World is super mainstream, like Michael Jackson, Diana Ross.
Yeah.
American mainstream.
Okay, I'm wrong.
When
Do
I
They
was
Know It's
growing up,
Christmas
do
is
it-
like
yeah,
George
dude.
Michael and stuff, right?
He's in there. Paul Weller's in there.
Yeah, it's like Phil Collins. It's the sort of the normal set, you know.
Fuck.
Is Weller
Well,
there?
Yeah, Weller's there. God, it's amazing. Everybody in there. I love it
I'm just
so
gonna
much.
look right now at the full. I want to look at a full roster.
However, the fucking
Sting,
live.
Simon Le Bon, Bono, Midge Ure.
Well, Midyear co-wrote the song.
Yeah,
with,
exactly.
But the Live Aid version of Do They Know It's Christmas, there is absolutely everybody singing it. And it's
Okay.
Bowie, McCartney, Elton, people that were
Right.
already on the recording, but just dump a bunch of other stars on top of it. It's crazy. And the whole crowd, I don't know, 100,000 people. How many people were at the English Live Aid? They're all just like jumping up and down in unison.
Wembley, yeah.
It's crazy.
You know what that Tears Are Not Enough song reminds me of? That's What Friends Are For by Dionne Warwick. Elton John. It's also like a super group kind of thing. I forget. Can you look that up, James, and tell me if David Foster was involved in
what?
That's what he's like a fact checker now.
It reminds me of
What do you
the
want-
fucking
sorry, I was
Mr.
just-
Show sketch. Have you guys seen that? Like the Teardrop Awards, that Mr.
Oh,
Show
that's the
sketch
best.
was like,
Oh yeah.
yeah. It does sound like a fucking parody of charity songs, which there
All
are
this-
many. Sent you guys a bunch of those too.
I'm sorry, I'm
my
just still
thing is-
fact checking whether they get money, and I'm gonna make this is my hot take for the day. Whether or not they say that they don't, they do. They make money from it.
Of
Whether or
course
not
they
they
do.
go on
Yeah.
a record and say 100% of the royalties every year go to Ethiopia, like it's not
They could
true.
go there, but not the rest of the charities, but the initial one. Band Aid
Bob
Live
Geldof,
Aid.
you only have to. I mean, listen, the gloves are off here, but you only have to look at like what happened to his family, like the pain.
yeah.
His ex-wife and daughter both killed themselves,
And they
Like,
won't, and he won't like answer to these like about the money that was made. He won't
Yeah.
give a straight answer.
That money
He
is
knows what
toxic.
happened. He
The
knows what
money's
he did.
toxic.
He
Yeah.
fucking fucked up that country for for decades.
They're at war right now.
You'd be ashamed, wouldn't you, if you were him, though? I mean, I get it. Like,
It's very shameful. It's fucking insane.
If you're feeling yourself that hard,
He's
you've
a
done
war
that much coke. He's a war criminal.
Yeah.
Him and Tony Blair hanging out together at 10 Downing Street with Noel Gallagher, feeling themselves. Cool Britannia.
James, do you think that
Yes.
Neil Young only participated in the Tears Are Not Enough video to prove that he's
Yes.
Canadian?
I think
Right.
this needs to be settled once and for all. You know, Californians at large, but Americans too. By the way, Bryan Adams is from Ontario, so you were right on the money.
Ew.
Yeah.
Ontario, yeah. Okay.
Originally Kingston, home
There
of
you
one
go.
of the worst Canadians of all time, John A. MacDonald.
I got to know
Welcome
about
to
him.
Impossible Way of Life, the politics and discourse show. The NPR / no, it wouldn't be NPR, would it? Jacobin, like, affiliated podcast on, you know, holding to account, frankly,
Sure.
the musicians of the 80s.
Yeah, you're going to get Geldof on next week, right?
Who do they think they are? That's what I want to say.
I think Geldof will do it. What's Midge Ure doing? Do you know what I mean?
You know who we're going to
around.
get on, Jessica?
No.
Well, hey, listen, you got to, before you tell Jessica who we're getting on, you got to warn her because we know how women react generally to this guy's name and
Well,
voice.
Well,
I've
tell.
heard it read. I've heard it said. I'm going to say
I
it
know
right
that
now.
a lot of the women in my life find. Now we're talking about.
No,
the-
I'm gonna read to you actually exactly what we're talking about. This is I was just on the internet. I was on the internet earlier on today, and someone asked, "Is Paul Rodgers a good singer?" And this is on Quora or whatever. And this lady, Amy Krista Ernano, a lifelong rock and roll fan, said, "No, Paul Rodgers is a great,
He's a great
singer.
singer."
For my money, one of the best rock voices out there, and as a straight woman, his voice is sex personified. Oral sex, if you will. AURAL.
Amazing oral
So,
sex.
Yeah.
And I know,
I'm
like,
blushing. I'm blushing.
I know
Paul
like,
Rodgers.
Paul Rodgers. I mean, you throw on. There's a song called "Feel Like Making Love" by Bad Company. Everybody
I've heard
knows
of it.
And I tell you, I used to work at the record store, and I remember that it was like that. That a coworker of mine, Erin, I'd throw on that record, and I'd look over, and she'd be kind of like. Something about
Yeah.
his voice, and she'd be like, "Whew, I just love this song. Like it
Yeah.
makes me feel things." And the other night, I was sitting here with Alex, my lovely young bride, and she just said, "Hey, like, because we heard on the radio the other day." She said, "Can you put on that Feel Like Making Love song? Like, I just want to hear it." And then, like, she didn't talk the whole time. It was weird. You know?
All right, I just want to say that I'm definitely not blushing because of Paul Rodgers.
I know.
because I fucking do not care for it. But
Let's
Yeah, I
Is
don't
he a
know.
good
I-
singer?
I-
Is he technically a good singer, Jessica?
of course,
Yeah.
but who needs? Don't you respect
not-
amateurism and vocal styling rather than?
more. But we're speaking technically.
Well, I'll tell you who doesn't
cares?
respect. I'll tell you who
the
doesn't
fuck
respect vocal amateur vocal styling, and this is people on the Ken Tamplin's Vocal Coach blog, because on this blog you've got guys talking about specifically whether Paul Rodgers uses the correct distortion and compression techniques on his voice. So, for example, Matt53 here says, "Lately I've been listening to a lot of Paul Rodgers with Free, Bad Company, and his amazing new solo CD, Royal Sessions. I'm a big fan of Paul, and I'm wondering, does Paul use the correct compression distortion techniques? I would like to incorporate some of these into my style of singing, but I guess the question is, he wants to know, does this do any damage versus the technical way of learning to do it? And also, for the record, because this is obviously on a vocal blog, he'd much rather be technically correct and not sound as good than do it the raw way and be successful.
Wow.
That people would think that.
Yeah.
Like
This
in a
guy
world. Yeah.
Is he even in a band? This guy that's
No,
he just
no
seems
way.
like
No, these guys are online.
he's been locked in his mom's basement for 20 years,
Yeah.
recording stuff that no one will ever
Well,
hear.
Now-
I just want to keep going here
Yeah,
because
sure,
similarly,
sure.
we've got another query for Ken Tamplin on his vocal blog. Are John Fogerty and Paul Rogers what you would call naturals? And I guess what they mean here, what Matt 53 similar guy means here is, do you have in singing naturals in the same way we have like Michael Jordan in, at the NBA? Like, are these just people who were born with it, or is it something you can technically learn and, take with you, Do you have to pay your dues?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think Fogerty, personally, I think he worked at it. Whereas I think Rogers naturally probably does have it.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. Now, Jessica, I want to know right now I'm not even talking technical character, anything. Give me your top 3 rock singers right now.
What's this called? Ranking?
Yeah, we are a
Rank.
ranking
Right,
podcast.
cool.
Welcome to Impossible Way of Life, your neighborhood ranking podcast.
Can you repeat the top 3
Rock singers.
rock
Criteria,
singers?
yeah, is rock.
Jesus, fuck. I
The
mean,
pe-
you
the
know that
peer in
changes
Live
all the
Aid.
time. Oh, that
think I know your
that's
number one,
That's
maybe.
better
Yeah.
to like completely put out
Yeah.
the people that I would normally say. And
Yeah.
if we're just going to say Live Aid, people that performed at Live Aid 1985,
Sure.
best rock singers.
Uh-huh.
Well, you know what sucks is that I know that the ranking sites and stuff, like, I love Queen, I love Freddie, but
Yeah.
I just can't believe how people are. I mean, he's up there.
Freddie's up
Right?
there.
Right?
He steals the show. From
But
me.
I don't want to say that because
Yeah.
everybody else does.
You ranker crowd.
So-
You don't want it. You're not a ranker crowd type to me.
No, I'm not.
personally.
I love to rank my own shit, but it's never what they're talking about. I'll have you know.
I mean, I
Anyways.
know. Go ahead. No, finish
no,
up.
no.
I was going to help
I mean-
you out a little bit. Because
Oh, yeah, help me out.
I can
because
go
I know
too.
personally.
I mean, Bowie and Jagger are in there.
What
Those
about
are-
Elton John, George Michael? Don't let the
Don't
sun go
give a
down on me.
Well, I like that.
I love
Okay.
George. I
George
think
is-
Elton has like 6 good songs.
But
don't care.
Jessica, for my, I know I might be going way out on a limb here, but I know
Please do.
that Jim is big for you.
Jim's big.
Jim's up there for you.
Oh, he's.
Am I right?
Oh, you know it.
Rock singers, Jim's got, for the way I know what I know about you. And James, you might not know this.
Right.
Jessica does a mean Jim.
No, it's not that it's good. It's just
But you have a band. You
You're
tell
kind of
everybody
doing a
about
kind
your
of Jim
door.
vibe now. You kind of got like your double
got the-
fist. Yeah, this is clever.
trying to open this fucking wine.
Open the wine. What do we got? Paso Robles.
I need help.
What are we drinking here?
Oh no, it's a Malbec from
Chile, France.
It's a-
I mean,
not
you're in the
Chilean.
breadbasket down there, aren't you? And you're not going for like a Robert Hall or something. You
Get
got
Nick
something-
over there to help you out with open.
Oh, I got it. I
There
got
you
it.
got it.
It's twist.
Yeah.
I mean, I open wine bottles for a
But
living.
he should just be there for anything you need right now.
He's kind of sick of helping me today.
I
so
see. Yeah.
he had to set up all the stuff.
Okay, I'm gonna help you out here.
No,
Maybe
but-
we can do some reviewing and ranking as we
Wait,
go.
but
Yeah,
before
we can talk about
before we
Jimbo
do
for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want you to know that Jessica has a Doors cover band,
Yeah.
and she is the lead singer. She's Jim,
Right?
Yeah.
and
thought
it's
you were a bass
incredible. I've
player,
only
right?
ever. She plays amazing bass player, but
Drums, bass, guitar, sing.
yeah, yeah. I've
All
never
at once?
seen you play
Sing-
the
Band
drums.
style?
I've never seen you play drums.
Really?
That's cool. Yeah,
I've been playing drums longer than anything.
huh? Yeah, that's sweet.
School
But-
band, 5th grade.
But I've only seen videos of you doing Jim on stage, and it was, I would say, the energy was perfectly captured. Jim's energy in some of those performances.
I did it once a long time ago. We were called Las Puertas.
Okay.
Nice.
Johnny's Spanish, so he knows what that means.
For those who don't habla español, that means the doors in Spanish.
And that one was really fucked up and really fun. Kind of sounded like New Order doing Doors songs. Anyways, but then I was in my 20s when I did it the first time. And then on my 40th birthday, I had a vision come to me while my friend's Grateful Dead cover band was playing in the desert. I was stone cold sober. They were all tripping. And my 40th birthday was in a couple days, and I didn't know what the fuck to do. And my friend who was playing drums, his drumming sounded super Densmorean that night.
Densmorean,
and so it just
yeah.
came to me.
Yeah,
It just came to me. I'm like, these guys can do like 5 Doors songs with me, and I'll be Jim. For my 40th birthday, I don't want to like get all weird that I'm turning 40. I just want to fucking do something stupid.
Can I
So
ask you a
did that.
question?
Sure.
Have you ever, when you're doing Jim, and because that's some intense stuff, right? That's some intense energy, some sort of duende style energy. Can I ask you, have you ever channeled Jim? Do you think?
I've come close. I know that the first time I did it, I don't feel like I'm the same person.
Right.
Like something happened. I don't think it was great or anything. I think
Yeah.
the band is so fucking good that something happens to me where I'm like, it's crazy. It feels crazy.
One time I was like, and I'm going away tomorrow to work on some music on an island near Vancouver. It's a really small island. One time I was there in the forest, like, because I go running when I'm there a lot. And there's lots of deer. They're vermin, actually, really, the deer over there. Kind of like big rats. There's lots of them. It's kind of a rite of passage to hit one with your car. But one time I was out there and I saw one. And I'm telling you, I was pretty sure, because I think, he's the Lizard King. And I was pretty sure it was Jim.
Yeah, he looked you in the eye, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I
Yeah.
think that, like, that's another thing. Do you think that he's alive and he's just taken on a different form?
Well, that brings us to consciousness being is that I believe it exists after death because we're all made of stardust, as the great
Yeah.
CSNY
Joni.
or Joni.
Yeah, for sure. Or just like sex.
I respect that you referred to the CSNY version, though.
Well, you know
I
what-
did
you know who-
because
Yeah.
you guys have been talking about it. And
Well, I'm telling you, he'd love it. David Crosby would love it if he could claim Woodstock as his own. But one other thing that relates specifically to the Doors, I was listening to David Crosby on Rob Lowe just yesterday, and he said,
oh
the
shit,
issue,
I've got to listen to that.
the problem,
That sounds amazing.
The problem with the Doors for him, unlike Stephen Stills, the problem with the Doors is they can't swing. How do you feel about that?
It's a different kind of swing.
I think so.
Like I think that each musician is so distinct in the Doors that
Yeah.
it's like hysterical. Like Rob Krieger's stupid guitar runs are
Yeah.
so. It's just fun. I fucking worship that band.
do you
It's
not-
so silly. It's so fun.
Do you not also believe, though, because Jess, I've been coming down to LA for a lot of years now, and you know the story about how I never liked the Doors until I met Devin.
Is that right?
Yeah, hated them. And then he used to drive me all around LA, and he just
And this,
play
listeners, is how Johnny and I know each other. Is through
Yeah.
Devin Williams.
Yeah, through Devin.
And me and Devin used to listen to it in the car too and scream at the top of our lungs. And
Yeah. And he used to drive me all
What's
around LA
going
and just
on?
play it Moonlight Drive and all that shit all night. and all of a sudden I'd look around at everything and I'd listen, and you got this
Yeah.
malleable brain of someone who's 25 or whatever, and I got it,
Well, you're
And I
also
was like,
listening to some potent poetry.
Well, exactly. And what I'm saying though is you can't deny that loving the Doors is a lot easier in LA in a way.
I think that it in these situations where you've disliked something for so long, it sometimes just takes. It doesn't matter what city you're in. It takes like someone to change your perspective.
sure.
I've done that for people for the boss, like boss haters, and I'm like,
Yeah.
no, watch this. 1975, Hammersmith.
Oh,
Boom.
man. That
Instant
Thunder Road,
fans.
Thunder
Yeah.
Road. Oh, God. The amount of times I've watched that and just wept.
Yeah, it's really brilliant. And you know who was at that show that is my favorite fucking dude that you guys never talk about?
Who?
It's okay if you don't care, but Strummer is my guy.
We've
we're
just not
getting
got
there.
on to
We're
new
getting
wave
there.
yet.
We're getting there.
We've only been done 135 episodes. We're not even
Trying to pace ourselves.
Come
Strummer's
on.
at that show, and that's
Wow.
before that he was busking, and his name was Woody, and he saw that
Rudy don't
Bruce Springsteen
fail.
show, and he got a Telecaster and started his pub rock band.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
And
it was
that's why
that
we have
inspiring.
Tim Armstrong and
that performance of Thunder Road at the Hammersmith is that's top all-time performances that I like to watch.
Well, I actually like
What's
Tougher
the
Than the
one-
Rest off Tunnel of Love when he's on stage with Patty and he's going to break up with his wife and she's singing with him. That's, to me, kind of like more of a kind of keeping up with the Kardashians
What?
moment.
With Patty? He's still with Patty.
I know exactly, but he wasn't at the time.
Oh, he was leaving his model wife
and
for
he's
Patty.
singing.
Okay, yeah.
And I also like his Mujahideen phase, which is the first couple of records.
Well, that's the Thunder Road.
Yeah.
He's doing it on that. But that, to me, there's ones that, when it's like, it's 1 a.m. and I throw on James Brown, Tammy Show.
Okay.
When he's doing like Prisoner of Love and the whole Cape thing and all that.
Yeah.
And then that Thunder Road Springsteen. Oh man, it's so theatrical.
It's not Thunder Road that from that show that gets me. It's something else. Fuck, which song?
Fifth
when he
10th
falls off
Avenue
the stage.
Freeze-Up.
No.
Oh.
It's a more minor chord one, and he like can't find his hat when he falls off the stage. He's like, where'd my hat go?
Yeah. I know. Yeah,
Where'd my hat go? Remember that?
Yeah. That's
Love it.
Where'd my hat go? Yeah.
We've not even done a Boss record on this, let alone a
we did.
Strummer
We did.
record.
We did Born to Run.
Did we?
Remember, I did my Bruce impression.
You gotta do
like an
Darkness.
hour, yeah.
I did, yeah. Because it's it's me. I just something about the
Yeah.
heading out on the boardwalk, and I did the whole thing for like an hour though.
Oh, I just had an idea, Johnny. You got to do a Boss episode with Devin.
Yeah, for sure.
That would be.
Devin will come on
tight.
and just kind of take over, though. You know what I mean?
I don't know. He's kind of shy.
Is he?
Yeah. I think when his banter, like stage banter, is so good, but it's like that's his show. But if he was on your show, he might get a little shy. He might get a little shy.
I'd be happy if he took over.
Also,
I'm
Johnny,
just
you're
saying.
kind of an East Coast. You're like an East side. Johnny recently moved to the East side of Vancouver. He's not on the West side, so he's kind of got more of a Lou Reed energy. As far as I know, Devin's still on the West Coast, so he's kind of.
I'm wearing a black T-shirt right now.
Oh, Devin's in Denmark.
Devin lives in Denmark.
Listen, there's sexless freaks out there. I wouldn't worry about anything. Nice jeans, iPads on their rental bikes. It's an ethno state, for God's sake.
But what I was going to say, though, is that the Doors, to me, are the most LA band of any band. That's what I was going to say.
They're one side
So
of.
it
I'll
took
tell you.
being
I'll
there
tell
to
you.
get
They're,
it
they're
for me.
one. They're one side of the strip. They're the kind of. They're the Sunset Strip side of the strip. If you know what I mean. To me,
Yeah.
they're like that's where the leather comes from. Like that's the lineage, and then the other side is like the hippie shit. But they're kind of over with like love.
No, the hippie stuff is so close to the West Side. Laurel Canyon, Topanga Canyon are
course.
right there.
Yeah.
But who was fucking living in Echo Park in the 70s is Zevon and Jackson Brown.
Wolves.
And Linda Ronstadt was dating Jerry Brown when they lived like on the lake at Echo Park. My friends live in their in Jerry Brown's old apartment.
That's that's right by Liberty too, right? Where we're the lake is right
Liberty.
there. Liberty Street, where I'm always at.
Oh,
We've-
sure.
we've
yeah,
hung
yeah,
out
yeah.
there.
Of course. Yeah, it's a
See-
small street.
See, I'm more of a
So I
kind of.
forgot the
I'm
name.
more of a
Is that not the
Wonderland.
weirdest street in LA?
It's very strange. It's just like one block and it has a name and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm
And
more
it's
of a
like-
kind of West Hollywood kind of Lookout Mountain Wonderland kind of, guy.
Yeah,
personally,
you are,
Laurel
yeah.
County. So I'm kind of up there. I'm kind of coming down like those guys did, to play shows. I'm down at the Troubadour or the Rainbow and stuff like that. But I think we've gone through this once before, Johnny. We've got the vampires on one side. We've got the hippies versus vampires.
Yeah, it's
and the
true.
Doors are on the pagan vampire
I'm
side,
just
even
saying-
though they're the original clown band.
But I'm saying if you're including
Clam?
all of them in the conversation, clown.
Clown.
They're
oh,
the- they're the
correct.
first
yeah.
full clown
Whiskey
band.
bar, fully
Yeah,
clown.
exactly.
Clown.
But, yeah.
Yeah,
Brecht
exactly.
or whatever. It's
Well,
Bernstein, isn't
and
it?
Beach Boys Doors original
Yeah.
clown
Mm-hmm.
music, and I need to keep reinforcing this that I never mean that as an insult because I personally consider myself
Well,
in the
we're
clown
part of
genre.
the clown lineage.
Yeah,
Oh, really? I didn't know that you consider yourself clown. I wanted to know.
I would say
I'm
I'm
glad
clown.
you are
Yeah.
talking about it.
I would say I'm clown probably.
I'm
so
like goth
it's pirate,
clown.
pirate clown, pagan, and is that it?
Pilgrim.
Just three?
Pilgrim.
No, because
Pilgrim.
clown was pagan at one point. I think I can't remember now.
Well,
it was
they're different,
pirate
'cause
pilgrim.
I
No,
don't-
pirate was clown or something.
But Fleetwood Mac to me are pagan but not clown.
They're pirate though. They started
also
the whole
pirate.
thing, which is clown.
But Stevie Nicks pagan not clown.
No, she's elemental.
That's what I mean. That kind of
Yeah, we can get
Fleetwood's
back into this. We can just
pagan.
restart the whole. We go back to episode 1 of Impossible Way of Life. I mean, we could just start it again and kind of redo the Venn diagram.
Who did you say is pagan there, Jessica?
Mick Fleetwood.
He's
Right?
pirate. He's pretty pirate.
Oh,
to
he's
me.
pirate. He is
Yeah,
pirate. You're right.
yeah.
Fuck, it's hard because
Yeah.
they overlap. I think.
But what I'm saying though to
Supergroup.
you guys is that of it taking there's vampires versus hippies, but
Yeah.
taking all of it into account. If I were to say what's the most kind of LA energy band, I'd say Doors. That's all. That's just my
there's
opinion.
a lot of there's a whole genre that you guys ignore on this podcast a lot.
Punk rock.
Yeah, and there's so many like quintessential LA sounding punk. Like there's
Like
just
the Chili
bands
Peppers?
that no.
Maroon 5, like bands like that. Is that who you mean?
There's
LA
just bands
Guns,
that just couldn't have sounded the way they sound unless they were from LA
Yeah.
at all.
Black Eyed Peas.
That's the one. That's exactly what I was.
Rage.
About
Well,
to
Guns N' Roses. I know that's not what you're talking about. I know.
No,
you're
I'm
talking
talking about
the
the
X.
Germs,
Like-
the Weirdos.
What about like
The
No
X.
Effects?
Yeah.
I mean, in a way, yeah. Like Orange County punk is
Yeah.
so specific.
L7,
Which
I
is-
guess, in
But
legitimately.
And we are going to get to those records, Jessica, and we will definitely need to get you back on when we get there.
By all means, there's many more.
Listen,
But
all
I'm
I'm
talking
saying
about when
is,
you
experts
put
talk.
when you talk
all
about
I'm
the
saying, I just
whole
want to get,
thing,
I just want to get
yeah.
this like this set.
Okay,
Is like,
okay.
like if we're gonna if we're gonna start focusing on LA, focusing on LA bands. There's and obviously all the bands you mentioned, like, they're important. But like, we haven't even done a Crazy Town record yet. You know what I mean? Like, we haven't like done
Crazy Town.
Yeah, like a Fear Factory record. We haven't done a Tenacious D record yet.
Fear Factory.
There's a lot
Oh
we
my-
got to do before we get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, where are those records on the ranker sites?
Yeah.
What
Are they up there?
What's the list?
Fear or LA, like where does
Top
Fear Factor
LA band.
rank? in
Yeah, where's
top LA?
311? Where's
LA
Smash Mouth?
It's kind of like
Exactly.
LA Woman.
Are they?
Like
I don't even know. Are they
Appetite for
from-
Destruction,
That's
and then
top. That's
Fear
up there.
Factory. Yeah.
Are they? Sorry, wait. Are Smash Mouth LA?
I don't know.
They
It
San
seem
seems
Jose.
like it,
San
right?
Jose. San Jose. I know
Okay,
this.
Sure, you're right.
I know this because they're like the only like really big band from San Jose, and they,
Yeah.
Interesting. When I was a kid, like a young gutter punk in the early 90s, all the skinheads skinheads were always mobile, like coming through because they would just get kicked out of scenes and kicked out of towns all the time because they were awful.
yeah.
They were always from San Jose and Fresno and Bakersfield.
sure.
Yeah.
Pavement are from up
Fresno is
there.
a weird place.
Yeah, it's where they
Oh, it's
warehouse all
gross.
the sex addicts.
I
and
even
and,
I like to
sexual
find
offenders.
the charm. Yeah, I like to find the charm in any town.
Yeah.
And I remember driving through there a couple years ago and being like, something's not right here.
Well, it's literally where California warehouses all its sex offenders.
Oh, okay.
Did not know
It's
that.
true.
That's terrifying.
True. So they're all housed there, and like they're in like a
It was
whole,
fucked up before that happened,
yeah,
I think.
meth for sure.
Yeah. Central California is like fucking worse than red states. You know, like
Oh, wow.
it's gnarly
Yeah.
out there.
I
Good
like
gnarly.
to just stay in Echo Park. Is Echo Park the east side of LA?
It's east of Hollywood, but no, the east side of LA is, there's deep East LA, which is a place
course.
unto itself. But
Of
then,
course.
Highland Park, Eagle Rock, Pasadena are all east of LA
East.
too.
Right. Okay. And
so-
Echo
but it's-
Park's kind of a bit more like almost central, hey? If you're on a
Well,
map.
it's just it's east of Hollywood because you're Hollywood obsessed,
right.
and the direction is east
east
of
yeah.
Hollywood.
Which I'm sort of.
I used to live in
more-
East Hollywood for many, many years.
like El Monte.
East Hollywood's cool,
I'm
like
thinking
Thai
about-
Town and stuff, right?
I'm just. Thinking,
No,
Fashion
even further.
district,
It goes further.
yeah.
East Hollywood goes further up until it hits Silver Lake because that's the next neighborhood.
Yeah, okay.
So it goes West Hollywood, Hollywood, East Hollywood, Silver Lake. If you're just cruising down Sunset, that's how the neighborhoods go. And then Thai Town is like right adjacent to
Yeah.
regular Hollywood.
All I can say is that if you're driving around Hollywood,
I've done it once or
maybe
twice.
it's a Friday
times,
night,
yeah.
maybe it's a Tuesday night, and you're feeling good, you're out, and you're just driving around in your car. You would not want any other person than Jessica Espeleta in the front seat DJing
I can believe that.
your trip around the town. And I've had the pleasure only once or twice. And I would say, I mean, I know that you're a great DJ in general, like anywhere in a club or a party or anything. But I would say that you are without a doubt the greatest car DJ that I've ever been with.
Well, in
huge.
cars, it's a lot different because if it's a club or both places where I work, I can't really handle it when other people play music. I'm kind of I
ADDJ.
don't know. It's not cool.
Yeah.
I can't relinquish control. I can't.
Yeah.
But I keep the vibe up in those places. But a car, I can get a little weirder. I can get weird in all places, but
Yeah.
but car, there's something about car where I can crank up some real fucked up shit.
I remember going down when I was playing drums with Devin, and we drove to Oxnard to play a show. And this is very strange to me because your soon-to-be husband, Nick Hessler,
My young bride.
your young bride, he was opening the show with his band Catwalk. Or maybe we opened for them. I don't know. And I remember because you were there, so you might have met him or known him that night, which was interesting.
I've known him, for a very long time before.
Maybe you already knew him. I don't know.
I think,
But-
I did.
But I never forget the drive back to L.A. I was in the back.
You've mentioned this, and I have no memory of it. But
Yeah, you have
continue.
no memory of it, but
As
it
you
was
drink a bottle of red wine.
You played a string of songs that I don't know what it was because like I just come down and I was playing drums and it was very much in my own head about everything, and it just it kind of like rewired my brain, and I don't remember everything you played, but I remember at one point
Because Shazam didn't exist back then.
Tears of Rage. You just all of a sudden out of nowhere you put on Tears of Rage from the
Oh.
Basement Tapes, and I was just like, it was just doing something to me. And I remember
wanted to bring up the
Yeah.
Basement Tapes.
Okay.
No. Sorry. What was it doing to you?
No, it was just doing things to me, and I remember just feeling like amazing when I got back, thanks to just this very silent, very
a
beautiful
Mojo
drive that
Rising
you had
vibe?
curated. Yeah, so there you go. You should just get people to hire you to just like DJ in their car. That'd be a
Sounds
weird
like
thing.
something that'd be big on TikTok.
Super
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Super down. But you guys, of course, have been talking about Get Back a lot. And
Beatles.
Beatles. And I don't know. I didn't hear you guys say how much of an influence that the basement tapes and
Well, you
is
clearly
on
are
the-
a patron.
Oh fuck. Okay, yeah, that's my problem. That's totally my bad.
We talked,
I
we talked
actually-
long and hard about this. Si tu dois partir. We talked about Fairport. We talked about who else would have had like access to the basement tapes.
So I think everybody did. It completely affected everybody. Everybody
Yeah.
just fucking took it down a notch.
Because
That's a
George
similar
shows up
thing,
and
you're
starts
right.
singing, right?
If you got the access to those tapes, it does seem like it would have rewired you
I
as a
think it's-
songwriter,
I
etc.
think it
I
fully
think-
rewired the Beatles.
I think
Yeah.
it's
to
similar to
let
having
it be.
access to our Patreon account, honestly.
You guys,
I think
I'm
that
so
stuff
broke I
can just-
can't actually do it right now, but I do have a savings account specifically to join your
You know
Well,
what, though?
I got some news for you, sister.
yeah,
Just by appearing on this show, you get the codes for free.
yeah, that's 100%
I'm
true.
melting.
That's what you get. That's what you get for free.
Can't wait.
What happens when I hear Paul Rogers singing. It's a similar kind of feeling.
And we're talking 70 plus episodes where you can just hear us talking Beatles, talking Rogers, whatever you want. You know,
I'll
your
even
hearts.
bring.
I'm
listen,
buzzing, you guys.
Sometimes, you think we've not done like LA kind of punk. I did 3 episodes on X on there at one
Oh,
point.
sure.
You know,
Oh, sure. Yeah.
it's all on there.
That was the first punk CD I ever
I'm
bought in my
suspicious.
life.
really.
Wild Gift
Oh,
by the X. That was the
one
first
time-
punk record I ever bought.
Johnny, do you know how much Devin fucking hates X? We had one of our biggest fights on tour, like screaming at each other because I put X on at like on a jukebox on tour, and he fucking threw a fit, and then I threw a fit that he didn't like them. Like we were very, very serious
He's
about
got
it.
a lot. He's got a lot of.
It was psycho.
He's got a lot of opinions and energy, and that's why we love him.
And I did too in my younger years, but I've
Oh,
softened.
you still do. And
I've
that's
softened.
Why I love you.
No, I'm soft now.
Hey, listen.
you're soft, but you're still.
I would love
you've
to
got
do
a
this forever,
hard
but I'm
edge.
gonna go boil some brown
Oh
rice.
yeah, we gotta go.
What?
But I'll tell. No, for real.
We just
yeah.
begun.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
man, that's
so
an hour and
this is
6
how we do
minutes
it.
flown by, Jessica.
Jessica,
I have to say that was so good.
Yeah, I'd
we
love
gotta
it
have
if you
back.
come on again really soon. and we can
Anytime.
choose a record. Like I'll do a band record with you. Johnny's deep dive in the band this week, and we can do if you want to do London Calling, I can do it.
Let's do that.
No, I'd rather
maybe we should.
Sandinista.
You know what? Okay,
I'd rather-
Sandinista.
that's
fine,
I
the-
no
like
yeah.
problem.
Sandinista too, so that works out
Magnificent
great.
Seven. Let's
Comet
go.
Rock too.
Exactly.
That's the one I like.
No,
Sandinista,
MIA.
so.
Let's
I'll just
Okay.
let you guys talk about it. James can do some accents, and
Yeah.
it'll all be great.
I mean, I want to talk about VSS more too because there's so much to talk about.
We might have to
there.
do a second episode on it.
Yeah.
Well, that was, and also I want everybody listening will know that the promotional clips that we'll be using that we have used for this episode were all Jessica's creation.
My
thank
edits
you.
that I'm just trying to figure out how to use iMovie,
Yeah.
and they're all accidents, but it worked out really well.
Do you ever use the Ken Burns feature on iMovie? Because
Is that your young bride?
Yeah,
Hello.
Oh yeah, Alex. There's Alex. Say hi to Jessica Espeleta. You never met Jessica. You're
Nice
gonna meet
to
her.
meet
You're gonna
you.
meet her, Jess. We're gonna
Can't
come down
wait
and
to
see you. Yeah,
Bust a hang with Alex.
no doubt.
Okay. Respect.
Okay,
Thanks very
bye-bye.
much for your time, Jessica. It's
Oh
really
yeah,
nice
no,
getting to
my
talk
pleasure.
to
It's very
you.
fun. Yeah, great to meet you, James.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll speak to
thanks
you all
so
really
much.
soon. Have a nice rest of your evening and recovering
too.
from your hangovers.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.